Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon White 2, and we are finally on part 4 after what seemed like the longest time between recordings. I really do apologize for not recording in quite a while. I think the last time when I recorded parts 1, 2, and 3 it was spring, and now it is summer, so that should be kind of interesting. But anyway, as far as I recall, where we left off, see, it definitely is summer, and now the trees are a darker shade of green because it is summer. Because apparently, in summer, leaves magically turn a darker green. I don't know how that happens. I don't have a scientific explanation for that like I usually do with most things. But anyway, we are in the process of catching more Pokemon. I think there's one more Pokemon on Route 19 that I want to catch, so I'm just going to wander around the route for a bit and see if we can find it. And if I find anything less interesting, I'll cut it out. Yeah, that was another Patrat, so I just had Orville fight it, and he actually got to level 5, so that was good. But there were two things I realized. Number one, I think you may recall it in another part 2 or 3, or maybe even both. I think I mentioned about how my emulator ran a little slow during the battles. Fortunately, that problem was solved. I wonder if it was like a graphics driver issue or something, because I recently did have issues with the graphics driver where my computer would refuse to wake up from sleep mode and all these other things. But now that's fixed, so that's good. Unfortunately, it did require me to run the 2011 version of Movie Maker, since I couldn't run the 2012 version with my current drivers, so that was kind of unfortunate, but at least now I can put together these Let's Play videos, because Movie Maker is the program I use to do that. And the other thing I noticed is that you may have heard me complaining a lot, especially during my Let's Play of Pokemon White 1, that I frequently had to drag down the bottom screen and to show you it. But actually, I learned a very quick trick to show the bottom screen, and it actually revolves around around switching one option in my emulator, which is this. So I could just set up an option to show the bottom screen just like that. I don't have to drag the screen anywhere, so that's really useful. So I literally just discovered that a few days ago, so I can't believe that I didn't know about that until now, when I've been using this emulator for ages. Well, not really ages. For the longest time I used No Cash GBA, but yeah. I think this is another trainer, right? If it is, I probably want to fight him, unless he's not a trainer. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I remember who that guy is. That's a bodyguard, because apparently I'm not allowed to go past him if I don't have any badges, which currently I don't. So, I guess the only thing we can really do now is head up here. I thought there was another Pokemon I wanted to catch in this route. Maybe I'll try once again to find it, and if I can't, then maybe I'll just pause the video while I try to find this thing. Oh wait, here it is! Yeah, as soon as I say that, there's the Pokemon that I mentioned that I want to catch. This is Sowaddle, and it's like the cutest bug Pokemon in existence. But anyway, I'm gonna use Growl on this just for the heck of it, just because I know that Sowaddle probably knows Tackle. And I don't want to use Gust on it, because Sowaddle is Bug and Grass type, so I'm afraid one Gust will automatically KO it. Especially since Orville is level 5 and that Sowaddle is level 2. It really isn't at the best level, but I don't know, hopefully if I switch to Pikachu and have him use Water Gun, then hopefully that will not KO the Sowaddle, because that'll not be very effective. I hope we don't end up KOing this Sowaddle, because that'll not be good, because I really want to catch this thing, and I'd say that herpaderp too many times, eh? Come on, don't let that Water Gun KO the Sowaddle. Yay, it didn't. I think, honestly, I'm just going to throw a Pokeball at it now, because I don't want to KO this Sowaddle. I'll use one of the 8 Pokeballs I have left. But anyway, since this is a male Sowaddle, I can nickname him the same thing that I nicknamed in Pokemon White 1. The last time when I played White 1, I named my male Sowaddle Flick, after the main character from A Bug's Life. So since I have a male Sowaddle again, then I could just give him the same nickname I did last time. And again, I continue the trend of all the Pokemon I'm catching being male so far. That is just kind of weird. I have not captured a single female Pokemon so far. Of course my starter was male, which is understandable because all starters have an 87.5% chance of being male. And I'm just gonna go back to the Pokemon Center because I want Flick to be at full HP so I can train him, because he's really, really behind compared to everybody else on my team. So my starter, it's understandable that he ended up being male, but all my other Pokemon don't have that excuse. I mean, all the other Pokemon I captured so far have a 50-50 chance of being male versus female. So I guess all the ones I captured so far just happen to all be male. I'm hoping that'll change once we get to the next area that I wanted to get to. There is one more area in which there will be a lot more Pokemon that will be available for me to catch, and that's where I'm headed next. So hopefully, hopefully I'll be catching a female Pokemon there. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But I'm gonna put Flick first in the party. Let's check him out, actually. So, Flick is hardy and quick-tempered. Good, at least he doesn't have a bad nature, and he has the Chlorophyll ability, which I think is the same ability he had in White 1. Did I put him first in the party? I don't think I put Flick first in the party, did I? Yeah, so I keep forgetting to do that. And I'm probably gonna be training him up a little bit more before we head to that area that I mentioned before. So I might just cut all these battles out. I think I probably will cut all these battles out. I'm probably going to want to have a few battles so that Flick can just catch up to everybody. And that Pokemon was another level 2 Sowaddle, which Orville easily took care of with a Gust. But anyway, I'm just gonna head right into this area straight away. Just because we're here, so why not? Even though Flick is still only level 2. So this is Floccesy Ranch. It is Herpa Farm that is just north of Floccesy Town. And look at these pretty purple flowers. I never noticed these purple flowers were ever here. I don't even know what these are, but apparently they're really important. And here's Linus. Oh, nice, you've come here to toughen up. Alright, let's see how much— wait a minute, I have to battle Linus already? Wait. I don't want to have a battle with Linus yet. I'm totally not prepared for this. I might actually lose this if I'm not careful, but he has only one Pokemon and it is a Snivy. So I guess I shouldn't be too worried, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna switch to Kikucho, even though that might not be advisable because it can probably KO Kikucho. Actually, I'm gonna switch to Nico, kind of as a decoy, and then I'll send in Orville next, because I know Orville will have a type advantage against Snivy. Yeah, Snivy's gonna start off with Tackle, and Nico's probably not gonna last very long, but I gotta have him use Growl. Yes, I know that Snivy knows Leer, but to be honest, Nico's scratches will not really do a lot of damage to Snivy just because Snivy is 3 levels higher than Nico is, and that happened to be a critical hit. That was not fair. That was like a critical hit like that was basically the reason why I lost to both Charon and Bianca in Pokemon White 1 at the very beginning. But anyway, I'm gonna send in Orville next just because he's here and all, and yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna use Gust straight away because I know that Snivy knows Leer, which is not gonna matter because Orville has a big Pecks ability. Hooray for Orville's big Pecks! Hooray for Orville's super strong pectoral muscles! Alright, let's use Gust again. Why does that Snivy keep trying to use Leer when Orville has big Pecks? That is just stupid on Snivy's part. I mean, it could at least try to use Tackle or something, but no, it just keeps using Leer. Well, gee, Linus, you're a terrible trainer. You don't even learn from your own mistakes. You just keep having that Snivy use Leer. That is just weird. Okay, now it finally uses Tackle, and doesn't even do half damage to Orville, even though Orville is 3 levels lower than him. Yeah, I think one more Gust should do it, honestly. And you're using Leer again! Okay! Linus, you are just being dumb. You are just being dumb. I cannot believe this. I guess I made a good choice to use Orville, and better yet, I'm glad that I was able to catch a Pidove with a big Pecks ability, because, oh, look at all the experience Orville is gaining. This is just— And Flick, of course, is going to gain a bunch of experience, too, because he gained half of the experience as well. Look, he's getting to level 3 and level 4 and level 5, and wow, Flick's just gaining experience all over the place. And I know Nico had to faint for that, so I'm probably gonna have to run back to the Pokemon Center real quick, but blah 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 blah, and Linus is not saying anything important, and I'm giving him the town map because that's why I came here in the first place. And who are these people? I'd never met them before. I thought it was lively around here. You were having a Pokemon battle, huh? Isn't it nice to be young? You look young yourselves. Why are you saying that? Who are you? What is that strong-looking Herdier behind you? Yeah, that Pokemon behind that guy there is a Herdier, which is the evolved form of Lillipup. And we haven't even seen Lillipup yet. I think wild Lillipup do appear in this ranch, though, and that is one of the Pokemon I want to catch. Blah, 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 so that is the owner of the ranch. Herp. After a battle, you should heal your Pokemon's HP, right? Oh! Oh, okay. I thought she was going to just automatically heal my Pokemon, and instead she's giving me a potion, which will not help Nico at all, because Nico fainted. It's nice to have potions when you're far away from a Pokemon Center. By the way, you didn't happen to see a Herdier around here, did you? There's one behind you. I can't figure out where it went. It's behind you. Our 2 Herdier are always together, and this is the first time one has wandered off, so I'm a little worried. Oh, I see. You're looking for a second one. You only have one behind you, and I guess you're looking for another one. For a second, I thought you were being as stupid as Linus was in the battle by looking for a Herdier who happens to be right behind you. You're a little worried? Are you kidding me? Your Pokemon might be lost forever. Jason, I keep calling him Jason, which is the name of my rival in Black 2. Linus, you're overreacting a bit, don't you think? Yeah, probably. I wonder, by the way, if your Pokemon get hurt, let me know. I'll make them feel better for you. You mean that lady could automatically heal my Pokemon? And if you hear a few noises in the background, actually, my cat is right around here, and she just jumped over my microphone, so that's probably why you heard a little thing on the microphone just now. But let's talk to her and see if she will heal my Pokemon. Yay! Now she heals my Pokemon, which is good because now Nico is no longer fainted. Great, thank you! You just saved me a trip to the Pokemon Center. But anyway, there are quite a few Pokemon here that I want to catch. And this Pokemon here is one of them, although we can't catch this one. This is a Mareep, but since it's owned by the people in the ranch, apparently, we can't catch it. And I guess that girl is a trainer there, but first I want to take a look at some of the Pokemon that are available to catch around here. So I'm going to switch to Kikucho for this, just because Kikucho is the most suited to finding wild Pokemon. Although there is one Pokemon he's going to have a type weakness to, and the same will go for Orville as well. So let's see what this is. Ooh! I did not expect to find this Pokemon first. This is Riolu. This is one of the Pokemon I definitely want to catch, and this is like the rarest Pokemon in this area, so I'm surprised that we encountered it first. Well, this would have worked out hugely in my favor if this had been a Nuzlocke challenge, because I would have had a chance to capture this Riolu and only this Riolu. But this is awesome. I really like Riolu, so I am totally going to catch it. And I hope it doesn't turn out to be a bad nature, like the Riolu I caught in Black 2. The one I caught in Black 2 had an adamant nature, which actually helped it early on, but later on, Riolu evolved into Lucario, and Lucario learns more important special attacks than physical attacks. So hopefully I don't get a special attack lowering nature this time. But let's use Tackle, because I don't want to use Water Gun, because I'm afraid of that automatically KOing Riolu, even though that wouldn't have mattered anyway, because Riolu used Endure. I forgot about Riolu knowing Endure. So even if this Tackle turns out to be a critical hit, then that won't even KO Riolu. But it didn't, so I'm just going to use a Pokeball on it now. Oh, this is awesome. I totally did not expect to find a Riolu first. I mean, there were seriously 5 or 6 other wild Pokemon that appear in this ranch, and I happened to find Riolu first. This is just awesome. And I know exactly what to nickname this Riolu. I kind of came up with a list of nicknames to give to the Pokemon I was going to find in this ranch. So, Riolu, of course, the Pokédex entry is not really going to matter, but it basically works with auras, just like its famous evolved form, Lucario. Unfortunately, Riolu will not be able to evolve until its happiness is maxed out. That's how Riolu evolves. And I almost started giving the nickname Lucario, and that's not the nickname I want to give it. I don't know why I started doing that. I just started typing in Lucario by accident. But the name I actually want to give Riolu is, because I just mentioned that Riolu works with auras, so the name that I'm giving him now is Nimbus. And Nimbus is besides being the name of a broomstick from the Harry Potter series, is also a term for the aura that appears around a person's head. So that's what a Nimbus is. So Nimbus is sassy. That is not really a good nature for Nimbus to have. But fortunately that will lower his special defense, which is a little low right now. So I don't know, if I find another Riolu later on, I might catch it just to compare it, but I don't know. But here's an item and it's another Pokeball. Good, that means we can catch more Pokemon with this. If I find another Riolu, I'm gonna catch it, but let's see what this Pokemon is. It's a Nazuril, which is one of the Pokemon I don't want to catch. There'll actually be quite a few Pokemon in these areas that I'm just gonna skip out on. But Nazuril is actually normal type. I know it looks like it could be water type, and it does evolve into a water type, that being Marill. But Nazuril is just normal type, so I don't know, maybe I won't have Kikucho automatically KO this one. I'm just gonna run away, because I want to catch a few Pokemon before proceeding further, and there are at least 2 other Pokemon. I think there are 3 Pokemon in total here that I want to catch besides Riolu. So what's this? It's Mareep. This is one of the Pokemon I wanted to catch. So, and this is actually a female Pokemon. Good. This might end up being the first female Pokemon I catch. Now I gotta be careful here because Mareep is electric type, and it probably does know Thunder Shock right off the bat. So hopefully, if I use Water Gun, then hopefully that Mareep won't faint. Let's see. No, it didn't. And Mareep isn't even bothering to use Thunder Shock. Instead, it's using Tackle. Now, I could use Tackle again, but I gotta beware, because Mareep has the static ability. So if I use Tackle, then that might paralyze Kikucho, which fortunately it didn't. I think the static ability only has like a 33% chance of paralyzing whichever foe lands whatever Pokemon lands a physical attack on it. That's what the static ability does, but now I can safely use a Pokeball and this Mareep will be captured. So that's good. La-da-da-da-da. I don't see any reason why this Mareep should break out of its Pokeball. In fact, I'm surprised that Riolu I just caught didn't. But yay, we caught Mareep, and I know exactly what to nickname this Mareep. I'm gonna nickname this Mareep. Actually, nickname for this Mareep, I don't really know. I'm always really confused on what to name this Mareep, but I think I came up with a possible name for her. Since this is a female Mareep, I can safely give her this name. Now, Mareep eventually will evolve into this Pokemon called Ampharos, which is famous for having a guiding light on the end of its tail. And both Mareep and its evolved form Flaffy have that ball on their tail as well. So to reflect that, I'm giving this Mareep the nickname Lumina, which is another term for light. So let's check out Lumina, of course, because checking out a Pokemon is always the first thing I do. And she has a jolly nature. That is not a good nature either, because that'll lower her special attack, and as you can see, she has pretty high special attack already. I don't know, hopefully that won't be too much of a hindrance. I'm not exactly planning on keeping Lumina in my party for a long time, so I don't think that's gonna matter. Nimbus I probably will, so that's why I'm a little worried about his nature. But I don't know, let's see what else we can find. Well, actually, I'm probably gonna have to... Actually, I don't have to make a trip to the Pokemon Center, because I can just heal them right here. Why am I even saying that? So right now we're at about 18 minutes, although I think I still have some battles to cut out. So I think right now I'm just going to... Why is Linus stopping me? Did her or your brother somewhere back here? I think so. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay. So I guess now I'm just gonna play Follow the Linus and blah 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 blah. And there's a trainer up there that I don't want to battle yet. I don't know, maybe I do want to battle the trainer. I can give my Pokemon some more experience at least. So who will I put first in the party? I will put Nimbus first in the party just because... He's probably the weakest in the party right now, just because he doesn't know any attacks of his type. And in fact, he won't learn any fighting attacks until way later on. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to teach him a fighting attack by TM eventually. And this old guy, for some reason, wants to spar with me, and it's a janitor who was named Orville. Well, this is interesting. A janitor named Orville, when I have a Pidove who's also named Orville. And he's sending out a Lillipup, which is one of the Pokemon I wanted to catch in this area, but I haven't found a single Lillipup yet. Well, fortunately, Nimbus's sassy nature is not going to matter quite yet, because he knows Quick Attack, which has a priority of +1 anyway. So I guess I could just have him battle this Lillipup, but that Lillipup is 1 level higher than him, and Nimbus, although he's fighting type, doesn't know any fighting attacks yet. So I'm just going to switch to Pikachu for this. Since switching to Pikachu is like the thing I automatically do with every Pokemon who's weaker than him, right? So what'll that Lillipup do? Use Tackle, of course. And that would have done a lot more damage to Nimbus than it would have to Pikachu. Now, one thing I occasionally like to do in these battles, and I did this a lot in my Let's Play of White 1, was if I didn't have anything important to say during a battle, then I would play a theme that was specific to each Pokemon. The theme is basically a song that represents them. In Kikucho's case, for example, it was the song Hero Samurai by Alpha Town 2000, which makes sense because Kikucho eventually will evolve into Samurott, which is based on the word samurai, obviously. But since I did talk a lot in this battle, then if I hadn't talked a lot in this battle, I probably would have played that theme during this battle, but since I didn't, then I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And Nimbus learned Counter. Now that is a move that'll counter a physical attack that is fired against Nimbus. But now he's sending in a Mareep. So hopefully I'm going to switch to a Pokemon who doesn't know any direct contact attacks, which unfortunately is not very many of us. So I guess I'm just going to have to stick with Pikachu? Yeah, I'm going to have to stick with Pikachu because I'm afraid of that static ability. And if that Mareep knows Thunder Shock, I'm actually going to be in trouble, but hopefully it either won't or just won't bother using it. Yeah, that Mareep is just using Tackle. I guess maybe it just doesn't learn Thunder Shock until a later level. I guess I just didn't check to see whether Lumina knows it yet, but fortunately that Water Gun was a critical hit, so now I don't even have to worry about that Kikucho is already level 9. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give Kikucho a break from battling, just because he's getting way too ahead of everybody else. And oh my gosh, are we at 21 minutes already? Well gee, it's time for me to stop the video, I guess. So, in the next part of Let's Play Pokemon White 2, we will continue exploring Floccesy Ranch, hopefully catch some more Pokemon, and meanwhile train the team I already have.